Willie D Live.
What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you're representing. Throw up your flag. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'll let a few hundred of y'all come in, then I'm going in. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'm going to give some shots out to the early birds, starting with OG Maine. What up? Connie. What's up, Connie? Safi Ali. What's up? Shani Denise. Lovely evening. Lisa, Cincinnati checking in. Tiffany Riley, Memphis in the house. Tyree Broomfield. What's up? Takia Henderson, ATL, Regina 308. What up, 308? Rich Mo, Baltimore. You got to say it like that, Baltimore. What's up, Carlos Ramos, Florida? I see, what is that? T-Bomb, California. Todd Applebaum. What's up? Applebaum, Todd Applebaum. Traveling Marino, 84, Lancaster, California. Tasha Robinson, Miss B, Kevin Hamilton. Okay, fam, I'm going in. Let me put up a pic of my subject. See if I can get a good pic of my subject here. Internet connection, horrible where I am. I'm in Belize. What's crazy is that I got bigger problems than an internet connection. We're under hurricane watch. So it could be a lot worse than what it is. So, but I do want to cover this because this is what everybody is still like really talking about, this fight, and a lot of people are peed off. I mean, they're hot about the outcome of this fight. People were looking for a lot more action than they got. They was expecting Mike Tyson to actually fight, to throw some punches. I don't know what the punch count was, but for Mike, it could not have been, he could not have landed more than 10 punches in any round. I'm pretty sure of that. They fought 8 two-minute rounds. And for most of the fight, Mike was just standing there like a deer in headlights. Now, a lot of people were hot about that. And that's understandable. If you really don't understand boxing and you don't know what exhibitions look like. Now, I know that this fight was sanctioned, but it was sanctioned for 8 rounds, for 8 two-minute rounds. And the gloves that they were mandated to wear were 14-ounce gloves, where regularly they would heavyweight guys would wear 10-ounce gloves. Now, so the 10-ounce gloves, basically, the heavier the glove, the more protection it gives you, more cushion it has. The idea is, to mitigate damage, right? To mitigate damage to the fighter. A lot of people don't really understand what an exhibition is, so let me break it down to you. An exhibition boxing match is a non-competitive boxing match that's usually held for entertainment purposes and to showcase the participants' skills. Here are some characteristics of exhibition boxing matches. Typically, no winner is declared. I know that there was a winner declared in this fight. They called it a sanctioned fight, but really it had all of the makings of an exhibition. I suspect that they decided to sanction the fight to make it appear to be more real so that more people could tune in. Exhibition fights typically are fewer rounds. These matches typically have fewer rounds than professional matches, which are usually 12 rounds when you start talking about championship fights. 10 rounds otherwise, or unless you're like up and coming in the ranks, you're just starting, your first fight might be a 4-rounder, could be 6 rounds, could be an 8-round, right? And exhibition fights, typically you're going to wear larger gloves. Fighters often wear larger gloves to reduce the impact of the punches. Typically for exhibition fights, there are no judges. The rules are a lot more flexible. Exhibition matches aren't part of a legal or official competition. And they're usually not recorded. And they're often for charity. This fight had the makings of an exhibition, but on paper, it was not declared an exhibition. Exhibition matches are more focused on the audience and entertainment, while professional matches are more focused on competition. And that's what people need to understand. Anybody who thought this was like a really competitive professional match really don't understand boxing. And that's okay, because I watch sports all the time that I really don't understand. Some of these sports I've been watching for decades, but I really don't understand it like people who actually play the game, people who actually played the game, people who are actually trainers and coaches, even analysts. I'm not that dude. They understand it more from a technical level than I do. And even on a skill level, they got a better understanding than I do. I am a Monday night quarterback. I mean, I'm a Monday morning quarterback, I'm the dude, I'm a regular dude, just like everybody else, most people who ain't never played football on a pro level, basketball on a pro level. So I'm just throwing out my opinions on what I see, and certain things I don't understand football and basketball and baseball strategy. Like, okay, I'm gonna put this guy in to go up against this guy, and this guy runs a 4-1, while this guy runs a 4-3, and this guy just competes it better against. I don't do all of that stuff. I just look at it. Ooh, he's sorry. Ooh, he dope. He bad. That boy, that bad. I don't look at all of the analytics. Finally, exhibition fights. They don't need to be sanctioned by a governing body. But this fight that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul had at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it was. And it was broadcast exclusively on Netflix, which means that more, what do they call people who are casual observers, right? More casual observers of boxing watched the fight than normal. So more people had an opinion about the fight. More people had like negative things to say about the fight. This is the first fight that Mike Tyson ever had that I've heard so much criticism about. But as I said on my IG channel, Tyson versus Paul was pure entertainment, nothing more, nothing less. It was an exhibition, a show for the fans. Tyson is 58, not 28, so I didn't expect vintage Iron Mike. Both dudes, they came to give a performance, not a war. So I would suggest that all of you remember the Mike that you know, the 28-year-old Mike, the 21-year-old Mike. Remember Iron Mike and respect the legacy, but understand the context. If you want to blame somebody, blame forward time. Blame Father Time. Everybody did what they were supposed to do, including forward time, Father Time. Look, if you look at the trainers, the judges, the fighters, the ring girls, the stadium management, the announcer, the commentators, the analysts, the broadcasters, the network, everybody did what they were supposed to do. I'm listening to the fight and I'm listening to the guys commentate, and they know they're not watching championship level boxing. They know this is not a competitive fight, but they still have to say things like, now, this is good. Now, wow, Jake's better watch out, because if Mike can catch him, with that right, things like, you got to say things like that to keep people interested, so that they don't tune out. Most boxers who were the very best at some point in their career will likely fight in exhibitions after their glory days are no more. And they're going to do that primarily to secure the bag. That boxing ring, the walk to it, the energy of the crowd, the predisposition to resiliency, the love of the sport, and the will of the fans demand it. So when somebody just turned the TV on and hear about a Mike Tyson fight, and they expect to see vintage Mike Tyson, it ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Anybody with any kind of real sense knows that if these two guys were to fight in Mike's prime, Jake Paul wouldn't have been able to stand in front of Mike Tyson for more than a couple of minutes. It would have been over. It would have absolutely been over. Mike Tyson is a pugilist. He is one of the greatest to ever do it, bar none. One of the hardest hitters, one of the greatest skilled and defensive fighters, one of the greatest offensive and defensive fighters ever. His aggression was second to none. Killer. But nobody beats Father Time. He's 58, not 28. And no matter how well he trains and gets ripped and cut up and all that kind of stuff, that 58-year-old body is different from a 28-year-old body. Maybe if they met in the streets and they had to get loose on each other for 30 seconds, 1 minute, perhaps Mike could unload everything he had. But when you're moving in that ring, fam, even if you're young and you're in shape and you got all of that strength, sometimes that ring can feel like quicksand. Any fighters that are listening to me right now knows exactly what I'm talking about. And if you can be young and you could be in shape, you can do all your training and everything. But if you mess around and you get a cold or something like that, you might be good for the first 3-4 rounds. But at some point, the effects of that infection is going to kick in. And your strength is just going to like get depleted so fast. Like it'll scare you because, you know, you might look like the champ in one round, and in the very next round, you know, you feel like a mark. Like, damn, man, I see these punches coming, but I can't get out of the way. So I'm checking out something that my buddy Antonio Tarver, who knows something about fighting, just sent me. 65 million people tuned in. 65 million households tuned in to Netflix to watch Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. 65 million plus households tuned in. Now, I personally do not know one fighter who would have not taken that fight. You got a situation where you have a guy who is past his prime, long past his prime, is fighting a guy who is coming up in the ranks. The guy who's coming up in the ranks goes to the retired guy who is a legend, who anybody would be honored to get into the ring with. Any fighter would be honored to be inside of the ring with and be able to say, I fought this guy. At whatever skill level he was at and whatever point of his career he was in. The guy comes to him and say, look, man, let's fight, let's fight, man. Let's put on a show, man. I ain't gonna try to hurt you. You ain't gonna try to hurt me, but we can sell this fight, man. We can sell this fight. And you're gonna make about $20 million. I'm gonna have you make about $20 million. Because I'm pretty sure Jake Paul put this fight on. That's why he was making $40 million. People tuned in to see. Now, let me tell you something. Now, we can't take anything away from Jake Paul. Like, obviously, would have tuned in to watch Jake Paul fight. because it happened before that. It was Mike Tyson. And let me tell you this. I just don't know anybody who is past their glory days, who can get inside the ring, who can climb inside, who's healthy enough to climb inside the ring and go 8 2-minute rounds, who would be offered to get into the ring and take some love taps for $20 million. $20 million, 27 minutes of action. Not really action, but 27 minutes. For 27 minutes, 27 minutes. I know people who ain't never been in the ring who get inside the ring for 27 minutes and fight for $20 million. If they ain't got to get, if they know they're not going to get hurt, you're going to get grazed. I don't know how many times I've heard people say when Mike Tyson was in his prime, shit, I get in there and fight for $1 million. As soon as he hit me, I just lay down, but I get in there. $5 million? Hell yeah, I'll fight Mike Tyson. Shit. I fought Ray, man. Ray a killer, boy. Ray was knocking out all them fools in the penitentiary. I'll fight Mike Tyson for $5 million. What y'all have to understand, fam, is that Mike Tyson ain't the first, and he will not be the last elite champion, legend, to fight in an exhibition. Before Mike Tyson, Ali did it. Frazier did it. In 79, Muhammad Ali fought Denver Broncos defensive end Lyle Alzado in an exhibition match. At the time, Ali was a 2-time world heavyweight boxing champion. In, 76? He stepped in. In 76, he stepped in to fight, what's his name? The Japanese wrestler, Antonio Inoki. Yeah, Inoki. This was in Tokyo. It was a match that ended with a trip for Ali to the hospital. And they threw rubbish in the ring because they were so disappointed. The crowd threw rubbish in the ring. But before it began, there were high hopes. Ali had been introduced to the president of the Japanese Amateur Wrestling Association in 75, and this dude, what's his name? The president, Ichiro Hata or something like that. That guy, he asked if anyone would be willing to challenge him for a $1 million fee. It made headlines in Japan, and Inoki, one of the country's household names, and his backers offered Ali $6 million to fight. You think Ali didn't take that money? You had Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson fought exhibition matches well into his 50s. I think his last exhibition was in his 60s. It's Jack Johnson, fam. When you reach the type of level of success as Jack Johnson or Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson, where you're the baddest man on the planet, people will pay to see you fight your shadow. They just want to see you throw punches. They'll pay to see you fight in any capacity. I'll pay to see Mike Tyson fight a midget. I'll pay to see Mike Tyson fight his sleep. Mike Tyson, it's Mike Tyson, man. And it's not about being competitive. It's just about that nostalgia of wanting to see if he could still do it, or if we can get a glimpse of the glory days. How much of it does he have left in the tank? Can he still deliver a good punch? We don't want him to get hurt. We don't want him to get knocked out. But we want to see if we can get a little flash of the past, right? Just a little flash. We're not looking for Tyson, versus Holyfield or Trevor Berbick. We're not looking for, Tyson fighting any of those guys that were killers before they stepped in front of him. We're not looking for a Tyson versus Buster Douglas. We're just looking for Tyson. A couple of years ago, retired boxers, they only re-entered the ring for charity fights. But now the tendency has changed in boxing all around the world. Exhibition fights are more common each day that goes by, and boxers have found a gold mine of which they're taking advantage and are raking in money to their pockets. Mike Tyson in 2020 decided to enter the ring at 54 years old against Roy Jones. An opportunity that Iron Mike took to show his power when it comes to drawing attention and commercial opportunities. Mike picked up $11 million for that fight. Don't know how much he picked up in addition, like for promos and sponsorships, but $11 million. Not a bad payday for a 54-year-old former heavyweight champ. Now, obviously, that was a lot more competitive fight, but still, Mike wasn't trying to hurt Roy. Roy wasn't really trying to hurt Mike. They were both in there to put on a show. And they put on a show, which was, obviously a lot better than what we saw yesterday, but Mike is also 4 years older. Mayweather's last fight, well, actually it wasn't his last fight, but Mayweather fought Japan's Mikuru Asakura. That was a financial success. Floyd took in $20 million for that fight. Guess how many minutes he fought? 4 minutes. Floyd is past his prime. I still think that Floyd can go in there if he really, really was focused and really wanted to do it. I think Floyd could go in there and beat somebody up right now, top contender, top 3 contender. Because Floyd is just that good and he's still in shape. He still trains every day. He don't just train to get up for a fight. Floyd was criticized by Jake Paul due to the lack of seriousness by his rival. But it was clear that Floyd was interested in fighting exhibition bouts as a way to gain multi-million-dollar earnings. Floyd Mayweather was 41 years old at the time of the fight. He proved to be too strong for Nasukawa another Japanese fighter who was 21 years his junior. For that fight, Floyd took in, what was it? It was $9 million for 9 minutes of work for the fight. But he took in an additional 60-something million for promos, another $3 million for sponsorship. Then you got Manny Pacquiao for the Floyd Mayweather haters. He also entered the exhibition fight business and got paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. So it's like we got to kind of get a grip and kind of understand how this exhibition thing goes. If you pay to see a fighter who is well past his prime get into the ring, do not get mad if he gets into the ring and he's just in the ring to survive and pick up the check. Because 9 times out of 10, that's exactly what's going to happen. It is going to be like watching wrestlers wear boxing gloves. I'm not mad at him. Yeah, as a fight fan, I'd like to see some action. I want to see some swinging and some real, if I could have saw some of that swinging that Mike was doing while he was training, that would have been real nice. For some reason, Mike didn't have that gear. I don't think he had the gear. He couldn't put it in that gear. Because fighting is very different when somebody is swinging back. You can train all you want. I've seen people hit that speed bag and hit the heavy bag and do the push-ups and the running and all that shadow boxing and hitting the mitts and all that kind of stuff and get in the ring, get knocked out cold in the first round, and retire right then and there. No more fights. No mas. It's different when somebody is swinging back. But I won't lie, I did expect more than what I saw. I expected a lot more from Mike than what I saw. But I do believe they had an agreement. Look, man, champ, I ain't gonna try to hurt you. Don't try to hurt me. And man, let's just put on a show, make it look good, and let's get this money and roll out. When I saw that it was an 8 2-minute rounds, and that they were going to be wearing 14-ounce gloves, that confirmed to me that it was just a payday. It was not a serious fight. That confirmed to me it was going to be an exhibition, even though on paper it was sanctioned. But that confirmed to me that it was going to be an exhibition. Again, fam, I think that casual observers are mad the most because they really don't understand boxing. They don't understand exhibition boxing. And I don't know how they allowed themselves to be fooled to think that they was going to really see some blood or some real action. It's a show. Anytime a 58-year-old man get into the ring, the box, it's a show. That's what it is. It's a show. It's about, throwing some punches, putting on a show for the fans. Ali used to get in the ring and do exhibitions and be talking to the fans and the audience the entire time, clowning around and all that kind of stuff, just doing a bunch of theatrics, just putting on a show, talking to the judges, laughing and going on with the referees and stuff like that, all kinds of crazy stuff, just putting on a show. because people was paying to see Ali. They was paying to see Ali get in the ring. When you reach the type of level of success in your sport and boxing specifically, like Ali and Tyson and Sugar Ray Leonard and Joe Louis, you know, the Roy Joneses, you know, you get to those type of levels, you know, the Floyd Mayweathers, people can't get enough of seeing you fight. People say, well, why are you getting in the ring? He's 58 years old. Why would he get in the ring and risk his health? He ain't really risked nothing. I'm telling you, they already had an agreement. Man, don't try to hurt me. I ain't gonna try to hurt you. But on top of that, a fighter still might get into the ring and risk that. He's been risking it all his life. But it's not about, I'm gonna tell you what happens is with fighting, the passion for the sport is greater than the risk. That boxing ring, the walk into it, the energy of the crowd, the predisposition to resiliency, the love of the sport, and the will of the fans is just something, fam. It's like a drug. It be calling you. Like, damn. And when you're a fighter, you always think you got a fighter's chance. You got a puncher's chance. You always think you still, you know, you can still do work. And if somebody put up the right amount of money, especially if it's an exhibition, they put up the right amount of money, almost any fighter will climb into that ring, especially if they know that they got a situation where they're not going to be hurt. I don't know too many fighters who wouldn't just go and get in the ring. If you know you ain't finna get hurt and you can climb into the ring and just mess around and you 79, man, maybe that's a little too old, but you know what I'm saying, fam. Shit, you might jump on in there and go and walk off with that 30 million, 20 million. The trip part about it was a few years ago, man. That the kind of money these guys get now, it would be unheard of. But with the explosion of the internet, oh man, and these guys knowing their value and being able now, like understanding that they can promote their own fights, and they have not, you know, it's wide open because you got so many different networks and streaming platforms, and everybody wants content. You can literally take your talents to South Beach and name your price. So these guys are getting crazy amounts of money because they know they can take that fight anywhere now. They don't need to take it to ABC, HBO, Showtime. Man, they can take that fight to Hulu, Netflix. They can take it to pay-per-view. They can take the fight to YouTube. Hell, they can take it to Instagram and get paid. I ain't mad at Tyson, man. I ain't mad at him at all. I'm not mad at Jake Paul. I'm not mad at Jake Paul. I don't think this does anything to lessen boxing. Again, for the people who really know, they're going to continue to support boxing no matter what. The casual observers are going to continue to be casual observers, and they're going to follow the hype. They can talk all they want to right now, but the next time somebody hypes something up, they're going to be right there watching because they're casual observers. Now, piss off the real boxing fans, now you got a problem. But the casual observers, no. We're not worried about the casual observers like that, because the only reason why the casual observer watched because of the marketing and the hype behind it. Real boxing fans was going to watch this no matter what. I'm all the way in Belize, and I'm watching the fight. Me and a couple of 100 other people, we all we're at a party watching the fight because it's Mike Tyson. And it was still entertaining because boxing is the arena of the unexpected. So we didn't know what to expect. Some people said, well, Tyson gonna win, he gonna get him out. I was one of the person that said the youngster gonna win. I said the youngster, I thought the youngster was gonna catch Mike. But obviously, you know, and he could have, but you know, he laid back. He fell back. And I'm glad he did. And you know, to me, that showed a certain level that he had of respect for Mike. You know, like he didn't want to, you know, he could have. I do believe he could have hurt Mike. But I'm glad Mike was able to go in there and get his paper and not get himself hurt out there. Pick up that bread and keep it moving. Give Jake Paul his props. He put the bag together. He put the whole thing together. I would give Tyson his props for being able to accept the vision that Jake Paul had. And both of them used their brands and their names to fill an arena with 70,000 people. Yesterday, I said 70 million in my video. Obviously, I was mistaken, but you know, I misspoke. But 70,000 people inside of an arena with 65 million people watching, and no telling how many people bootlegging. Probably easily over 100 million people, 200 million people probably watched that fight. I'm not mad at it. But I know that Tyson ain't gonna be able to fight another exhibition fight like that. You know, you got to give us more of some Roy Jones type action, like when he fought Roy Jones. That, you know, that was respectable. This, not so much. But like I say, it was an exhibition. Not on paper, but in reality, it was an exhibition. Going into the comments. Mike Dan, what up? Jesus. Driven Davy. Rob Lucas, what's up? Paul Rackamore. Adam Phillip, Broski. Terrell C. Ben Dennett. Sheila E. What up? Kat. Kenyatta Ali. What's up, Kenyatta? Earl Times. Yeah, I would absolutely get into the range, but my range at the very least, and this is what I study in any type of the analytics, the opponent or anything, at the very minimum, just whoever, I don't give a damn who it is, minimum 5 million, minimum. I wouldn't get into the ring for less than 5 million under any circumstance, depending on who it is. But I got one person I'd like to fight that I would really want to fight. I would do this for the culture. I'd fight George Zimmerman. Like, I would absolutely love to fight George Zimmerman. And for a fight like that, now we're getting into the $10, $20 million range. Shit, probably more than that. I think that would be that would be huge. That would probably be more like between the $20 to $30 million range. Willie D versus George Zimmerman? Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. You want to pick on a little boy? Fight a man. Fight a man that you ain't going to be able to just down. No, the Willie D versus Trump and all that kind of stuff. That's the type of stuff ain't gonna happen. You know, like dudes, especially like dudes that are really, really highly successful right now, that are really big in what they do. Those type of dudes, they ain't gonna risk nothing. They ain't finna get into the ring. They're not gonna get into a ring. You know, but George Zimmerman might. You know, he probably loan bread right now, but he got a big name, and you know, to fight him, oh man, that would be beautiful for the culture. And so it would be good versus evil. It wouldn't even be black versus white, even though I'm black and he's white. Well, he's what is Hispanic or something, half Hispanic, half white or whatever. In any event, none of that matters. It wouldn't be about color. It would be about good versus evil. Obviously, I'm the good guy. Would I fight Jake Paul? Yeah, I'd probably fight Jake Paul. I'd fight Jake Paul. I would fight Jake. Let me think about Jake. Now Jake is naturally heavier than me, but I can put on a few more. I can put on a little bit more muscle and fight Jake Paul. You know, I'd have to do something to my body. I'd have to train. I'd have to change my body to get in there and really compete with him. But yeah, hell yeah, I'll fight Jake Paul for the right amount of money. I hear you. Somebody said he's 27. Ha ha ha. Hey, fam, let me tell you something, man. Uh, you know, I'm gonna tell you like this. Even though Tyson obviously has a much better resume in terms of boxing than I do, I'm never gonna get inside of the ring and stand around and not swing. If I'm standing there, I might as well swing. So we're gonna do something. It ain't gonna be no just standing around, standing in front of you, watching, waiting on you to swing. If I'm in there, you might as well swing. If you're inside the ring, you might as well get some punches in. I don't even know nothing else to do. So it would be very similar as far as age, because I'm the same age as Mike, 58. So it would be very similar in terms of age. But I'm not going to just be standing in front of nobody in a fight and not swinging. I don't care if it's a damn monster. So I don't know. Maybe there was something going on with Mike. I think Mike did say something about he had a blood transfusion or something like that. He had been sick prior to the fight, and I think that's probably why they delayed the fight the first time around. Because they changed the date. So it was something going on with Mike, and he was not in a really tip-top health. Because you can look good on the outside, right? You can look good on the outside, but inside your body is being attacked when you're sick. You're not healthy, right? So I think that probably could have been what was going on with Mike. In any event, I'm never going to put myself in a position where I disrespect somebody who has given so much to the game like Mike has. And somebody who is really a respectable dude, unless you disrespect him. You know, Mike is an honorable dude, and I like that shit. I love that about him. You're an honorable dude, you know? So I never fix my mouth to talk down on Mike Tyson, you know? I never put myself in a position to kick him while he's down. he means too much to the sport of boxing. He's brought too much to the sport of boxing. And even though he's jaded to an extent about boxing or whatever, he's one of the heroes of boxing. And for all that he's done for boxing and all of the great moments he's given me, for that he has so much equity that he can afford to have a few, miscues. Mike Tyson good with me, man. Mike Tyson is good with me. I don't give a damn if the next 20 fights he had, he ain't throw one punch. Mike Tyson is good with me for all the excitement that he's brought throughout the years. I'm one of those type of people, man. If I rock with you, I rock with you good and bad. I rock with you. And I think of the good times. It might be some bad times, but I think of what about the good times that we had together or this person brought to me, or gave me. What about those times? I'm that dude. So I wouldn't fix my mouth to talk down on a person that has brought me personally so much joy. I wouldn't do that. I'm not built like that. I see some youngsters, I see some singers. Some of the singers are not, in fact, now that I think about singers, this is kind of akin to a singer, whereas some people look at some of our older singers or rappers today, and they're not in tip-top shape like they was when they was putting out hit records and they were in their prime. They're on the stage and sometimes they're barely getting through the notes. They're barely making it through. Sometimes they're just standing up there and they can't even really move because those ankles and knees then locked up on them. That voice ain't what it used to be. They don't have the stamina that they used to have. And so they're on the stage and they're doing the best that they can do with what they have left, the talent that's left. They're giving it to you. They're giving you what they have left. And some people, instead of them being grateful and embracing that, they go, man, you get off stage, ha, 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 ha. They laughing at them like this person is supposed to, at all times, for the rest of their days, even when they're 60, they're supposed to perform like they did when they were 20. They're supposed to still have it for the rest of their life. That's not going to happen. Eventually, you're going to lose your voice. You're not going to be able to hit those high notes. Hell, at some point, you ain't going to even be able to hit those low notes. That's life. That's father time. That's evolution. And so your favorite ball player ain't going to be able to play like he used to. Your favorite singer ain't going to be able to sing like they used to. Your favorite rapper ain't going to be able to rap like they used to forever. They're not going to be able to do that, what they did in their prime. And so when I see that happening, while it's sad that it's happening, I'm not critical of them because I know just the fact that they're getting on stage and still going out there is a testament to their resiliency. And sometimes they're out there for the money. Sometimes they're out there for the love. But for me, I'm out there and I'm watching for the appreciation. I'm watching for the love. I'm showing my appreciation by still checking them out. I'm showing my appreciation that they got the nerve to still get out there and try. You got people right now today who are in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s who still are stage fright and scared to go out there and jump on that stage. It's still people out there who wish they had pursued their goals with a little bit more determination than they did. And at least this person actually went out and did it. No, they wasn't great forever. They ain't gonna be great forever. But the fact that they're still trying and they're still getting out there doing it and giving you what they got left, I'm grateful. I remember watching who was it? Houdini. When Ecstasy, before Ecstasy died, obviously he was not in the best condition. And he could hardly even like really move around on stage. But the fact that he was just there, same thing with Frankie Beverly. The fact that Frankie was come out on that stage anyway, just be there. And people pay for that nostalgia. That's what I do. I'm watching because I'm like, I'll take any part of Frankie Beverly I can get. That music that man left us with, that legacy he left us with, man, I'm forever indebted to him. I'll never say a bad word about Frankie Beverly and Maze. Never. Sometimes you say to yourself, damn, man, it was sad that Mike died, but perhaps it was better than listening to people talk about how he can't work the stage like he used to. Because you pay to see Michael Jackson perform and work that stage. But now he's not working it like he used to, and some of us, we can't deal with that. We wouldn't be able to deal with it. So we would be making memes and cracking jokes about Michael Jackson right now, because he would not be able to work the stage at 60 plus years like he would if he were, 25, 35, or even 45. Forward Time gonna have something to say about that. Let's see, if Mike was alive today, Mike would be, what is that? Mike died, when was that, 2009? Yeah, Mike died in 2009. So that's another, 15 years? Why it seemed like it was longer than that. So 15 years. So Mike would be 65. It ain't no way Mike would be able to get down like he used to get down. He might probably would have a gut, and people would be making fun of him. And these same people who praised him, same people who he entertained and loved him, now, he's the butt of jokes. Pure Michigan. All right, fam, that's my time. I think I'm gonna do another live later today, but right now I'm finna go check out this party, fam. I'm out here for Jay Prince's birthday party, and I'm gonna tell you something, fam. We're under hurricane watch, but everything's happening right here where I am. So, and then this hotel that I'm at, everything is built out of concrete. Like this place, if a hurricane hit this place, I would seriously doubt that it would manage to even shake it. This place is built like a fort. So anyway, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all joining live. Until next time. Miss Jazzy is in the building. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Jessica Olsen, what's up? What's up? What's up? Don Dermody. Felicia. All right. Palace. Angela Dadnack. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. No more talk.